I'm working late here from the 49ers facility on locker cleanout day. Many updates, beginning with Brock Purdy, continuing through the roster. Stay tuned after I'm done talking for the videos of the interviews from the 49ers locker room. But I'll give you some of the spark notes, beginning with Brock Purdy, who said that he wants this contract negotiation process to go quickly. It sounds like Brock Purdy wants a deal done before phase one of OTAs, which began in late February. That'd be good news for the 49ers and for Brock Purdy if they can reach an agreement that quickly. On the injury front, also good news for Isaac Guerendo, was carted off at Arizona yesterday. No ACL tear for Isaac Guerendo following the MRI examination. He has a sprained MCL and an ankle injury, but Guerendo should be ready to go for the 49ers offseason program based on that news. Ricky Pearsall today, it was a hell of an interview with Ricky Pearsall. Went into the most depth that he had about the shooting. When he got shot on August 31st, he even said that he would like to one day meet the juvenile who shot him because he believes that he can provide positive guidance, and he believes that forgiveness is the only positive way forward. So stay tuned for what Ricky Pearsall had to say. On a football note, Ricky Pearsall is not going to have to undergo shoulder injury this offseason. Remember, before the shooting, he had the shoulder subluxation. That was something that had affected Pearsall multiple times going back to his time in Florida, and there was some speculation that he might need surgery to strengthen the shoulder after this season, but he is not planning on undergoing surgery. The shoulder held up well throughout the regular season for Ricky Pearsall after he was able to play, and he's just going to focus on natural strengthening of the shoulder over the course of this offseason. Christian McCaffrey reports that he's almost fully healthy from the PCL sprain that he suffered in the snow against Buffalo. Christian's interview will also be tacked on to the end of this. And Fred Warner reported that he will not have to undergo surgery for his fractured ankle. He played on that fractured ankle for over half this season, suffered it in week 4 against the New England Patriots. It was an all-pro start for Fred Warner. Looked like he was on track to be the Defensive Player of the Year before he did fracture that ankle. Charvarius Ward, just heartbreaking stuff from him that you'll hear about in the video interviews following this. Talked about the PTSD that he has gone through ever since the loss of his 1-year-old daughter, Amani Joy. And that PTSD seems to be location connected in large part to the Bay Area, because this is where that tragedy happened to Charvarius Ward and his girlfriend Monique back in October. And it sounds like that's really negatively affecting the chances of the 49ers re-signing Charvarius Ward. Just have a listen to what he said in his own words. I'm going to follow that up with all the other interviews from the 49ers locker room.
Probably the worst year of my career, just because I went through off the field and everything like that with my daughter and my son. I almost lost my son early on in the pregnancy as well before I lost my daughter. So, I mean, it was just a effed up year all around for me, for sure.
With everything going on the field, and then that going on off the field, and then you still show up, how hard is it to actually show up the way you've shown up?
It took everything, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It took all of that every day for me to just come here and be able to practice. Like I wasn't going to meetings half the time because my social battery was so low. It was just hard to be around people. I didn't want people to feel sorry for me and everything like that. So, I just tried to show up and be there for my teammates because we had a chance to do something special. I mean, we didn't, but I mean, it's my job. I try to, be there for my teammates and my coaches.
Not to get too deep, but do you feel like you tapped into another level of strength, being that you were able to fight through everything?
I mean, yes, ma'am. I hope so. Going into this offseason, I feel like this will be the most motivated I've ever been. I'm gonna play for my family, my daughter, my son, and everything like that. So definitely, it helped me out a lot.
Have you talked to the 49ers just about what you want to do as a free agent, what they may want to do?
A little bit. I think they went into this season thinking they wasn't gonna be able to afford me based off the way I played last year. If I would have matched that last year, probably would have been one of the highest paid corners in the game. But I mean, obviously this year didn't go my way or the team's way. So I mean, we'll just see what the market talking about. If they can afford me, it's a chance I can come back. But they may not be able to afford me. So I mean, I just want to go to where I'm wanted and what I'm loved. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what I need right now, a lot of love. And I know the Niners love me. You know what I'm saying? But in this business, you know, a lot of time money talks. But I build great relationships here. So, you know, we'll see. I honestly don't know where I'm gonna end up at. But it's a possibility that I can come back to the Niners.
Could you see a scenario if the market's not where you want to be, where you would do like a 1 year and try to get it so you could get that?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. You know, I got a lot of trauma in California. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of great times, but you know, the worst thing that's ever happened to me, that's probably gonna ever happen to me, knock on wood, happened in California. You know what I'm saying? So it can just bring up bad memories. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I get on the plane and come back to California, Santa Clara, San Jose, and show up here, it's just bring up bad memories. You know what I'm saying? I go through that every day. You know what I'm saying? I go home every night by myself because, you know, my girl, she don't want to come back to California because of what happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard being alone, and, you know, she's my strength right now. I need her, and so her not being able to be around me if I'm in California would be tough, but, you know, like I said, stuff can change. You know, I can get stronger and probably get over that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see.
Would you rather be in Dallas, Texas, you know, someplace where you're real close to?
I wouldn't, I mean, honestly, yeah, I would love to be home around close to my family. Being in the South, that would be amazing. But like I said, being with the 49ers again would be amazing. You know, if I'm able to overcome a lot of that trauma, you know. I get PTSD a lot, you know what I'm saying? I be throwing up, you know, waking up in the middle of the night all the time, sweating and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, it's tough, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting for sure.
With all you just said, and then obviously we've seen you kind of go around the locker room signing jerseys, does it kind of feel like a final time?
I mean, it kind of feel like that, but like I said, you just never know what the market gonna do, what the market gonna dictate. You know, I love John Lynch, I love Kyle Shanahan, I love all my teammates, I love Nick, DB, my DB coach, Drew. I love all the guys around here, even the Kaylee, Kristen, and Holly. You know, all of them. I love.
Even that.
You know, some of y'all cool too. But yeah, it felt like I found a goodbye. But you know, hopefully, appreciate my dog Fred. I love Fred too. But yeah, it feel like I found a goodbye. But you just never know. I talked to John yesterday. You know, it's a possibility that I can be back here. If I am, you know, hopefully we can finish the job and get the Super Bowl next year.
Do you feel like the organization gave you enough support during all of the things that you went through?
Definitely, yeah. They let me stay home as long as I wanted to and everything like that. They were there to support me, and they were there for me the whole time. They basically was saying like everything was on my time whenever I was ready. I came back. I feel like I made a mistake coming back though. Honestly, I feel like I should have stayed home the whole time because, like I said, just coming back here, it was depressing. It was mentally depressing and everything like that. So, but I just came back because, you know, it was my job and everything like that. And I felt like I wanted to try to be here for my teammates. So yeah, they supported me though for sure.
Can you describe just the on-field what happened with the defense this year and why they flipped so much?
Bart talking.
Yeah, I know.
But you say that again?
Just like from the defensive perspective of what went wrong this year as compared to past years.
Oh damn, man! I feel like everything went wrong this year with the whole team, not just the defense, but we were missing a lot of starters in OTAs. A lot of guys wasn't around. Yeah, it was just a bad year, man. I can't really pinpoint what went wrong. I didn't play great. I went all pro last year. I didn't, you know, play great this year. A lot of guys wasn't playing their best ball this year. Last year, the past few years I've been here, like it's been like most of the people been playing their best ball. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case this year. I definitely feel like this like anomaly for the Niners. Like it won't be a year like this again. You know they're gonna have a high draft pick, and next year everybody gonna come in motivated and hungry again. And I think they might be playing in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara next year.
You know, helpful and useful everybody was, you know, all the vets, you know, they helped me out a lot. Made the transition really easy my rookie year, and they made it enjoyable and fun, you know, and they embraced me, and now I just feel like myself, so.
And just to be clear, you don't need anything with the shoulder. You don't need any like procedure or anything done to.
Yeah, nah, we're not gonna do that. Yeah. we just gonna strengthen it up. We gonna try to get strong. You know, I'm looking skinny nowadays, so I gotta get strong, get in that weight room. Yes, sir, and continue rehab.
Of course. The guy you're involved with, do you think you'll ever face him like in the court, or will you ever, you know?
I don't know too much about that kind of stuff. I have been in contact with the attorneys and stuff like that, and just getting more information about it because he knew I was busy and, you know, I had a lot going on. You know, we just stay here till the sun goes down, and now we got to go home and I got to study and all that stuff. So he knew I had busy days, and so now that the off season's here, I'll probably get more information on that kind of stuff. And know how to go about that. But they were definitely asking my opinion about like the whole situation and what I thought about it. So.
Are you ever curious about what caused him?
Yeah, I'm curious, but sometimes you just don't got answers for that. You know what I mean? For me, I don't got answers. I don't know where he's came from, what environment he grew up in. And that goes back for what I was just about to talk about, the entire opinions about her situation. For me, it's like I don't know how he grew up, so I can't judge him as a man just based off of one action that he made. Is as violent as the crime it was, God forbid him doing that to somebody else. I don't ever want that to happen. So whatever has to go into that. But for me, just being able to forgive him. At the end of the day, like I have to be able to forgive him or have that weight off my chest. You know what I mean? And at some point, I do want to talk to the kid and make sure that if I can create an impact on him in any way, I think that would be really big. And I think I'd be definitely open to doing that for sure.
So that's still a process, the forgiving thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm a man of God, and I believe in forgiveness. And I feel like, being a man, at some point you got to be able to forgive somebody, no matter what they did to you or did to anybody else. You got to be able to do that, and that's the only way you can move on, in my opinion. Just face it and be able to forgive somebody. So, yeah.
Good luck with that.
Huh?
How long were you working on that?
Okay, it was not a gunshot celebration. Let's get this over with. It was not a gunshot celebration. It was more of me just like holding my shoulder, like my shoulders hurt, just set up, a little shoulder pop. But it wasn't a gunshot celebration. I wouldn't ever make a celebration off of a serious manner like that. So I just want to make that clear. I don't want to offend nobody. It is a serious, violent situation. So I would never play about something like that. So, but I could see why they definitely thought it was. And yeah, that's not.
Great, progressing really well.
Yeah. What do you have like a timeline on when you'll be able to go full speed again, or are you close to that now?
Yeah, definitely close. I mean, we're trending in the right direction, just with available time now, and we just want to respect that whole process. But everything's going really well.
Will you switch up your routine this year, given what happened in the summer?
Yeah, I think there's definitely things I'll look at and that I've already looked at and will continue to look at and make changes where necessary and keep the things that I think will benefit me.
Was there any sense that you went too hard, like you were training too much in the off season?
No, I don't. I mean, I think you got to be really careful to, put a stamp on exactly what caused something, especially when you don't know. I think my mindset right now is just, hey, get to where I'm feeling 100% as quick as possible, make the adjustments where needed, and come back ready to go for OTA.
Have the Achilles calmed down enough now where it's not a concern going into the next season?
Yeah, 100%.
So you're saying that there wasn't any particular thing in particular that triggered it? It would just kind of over time.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't train any harder than the year before when I was the offensive player of the year. So I think for me, I don't think it's an overwork thing. I think sometimes things happen that you don't understand why, but it's my job to figure out why, to make the corrections so that I can be the best player I can be for this team.
How hard was it for you to miss? I mean, you seem like you were finally getting it rolling there in that Buffalo game before you got hurt. How hard was it to kind of swallow this year?
Incredibly hard. Yeah, very difficult. But I think I've been through adversity before like this, and it just doesn't make it easier. But it is definitely tough for me in all ways. But that's life.
What do you envision for yourself and this team in 2025?
I'm excited, man. I think we're all pissed off in the right ways, and I think that's a good place to be.
I was going to ask you, I guess, how pissed off are you? Is this a level of pissed off you haven't been before? Or?
I think for me, it's always probably pretty salty, but not in a bad way. I think it's when you have a lot of success for a couple years in a row, and then you get humbled quick. It's a good reminder of what it takes to be good in this league. Not that we needed a reminder, but I'm just excited for the off season to get everybody a little bit of rest, get healthy again, and come back ready to go with a full year in front of us.
Are there any other silver linings other than the rest?
You can always find silver linings. It can always be better, could always be worse. I think that's my mentality right now, though, is just taking one day at a time, work every single day to be the best player I can be, and not look at past years or future and this and that. Just focus on working, and that's it.
Was the Buffalo injury particularly frustrating because it seemed like it was inches away from being a touchdown, maybe a play that could have sparked things going in another direction?
Yeah, it was frustrating for a lot of reasons. I think I grew up playing in a lot of snow games, and so for me, I was really excited to play in another snow game. It was very nostalgic for me, and it was also kind of the first time I felt like myself again, and I was excited about that. But that was good. It was good that it happened because I got to taste it again and understand what I can do, and I'm feeling great now, and it's just a matter of putting together the best offseason as possible, working extremely hard, and coming back for OTAs ready to go.
George was just asked this, but what were your thoughts on Brock and any sort of changes you saw from him from last year to this year?
Man, I thought Brock was great. I think he's done such a good job of managing the team. He's the leader, he's the quarterback, and it doesn't always go well. I think obviously he was the last pick in the draft, and so he probably came in with a chip on his shoulder, but since he's been playing, it's been a lot of good. And somebody who I've experienced a lot of good and a lot of bad in this league. And I think he's done a really good job for his first time going through, losses like this, of maintaining composure, maintaining work ethic, and continuing just to be himself. And that's a good sign for a young player because, it's not always like that. So I'm excited for him. I'm pumped for him, and I'm proud of him and lucky he's on our team.
I know you stay out of other players' business, but we know what's coming up for him contractually. Is he a guy who seems particularly able to deal with the change in life that's going to bring him? This is going to be a large difference for him.
Yeah, I would consider him somebody that will handle the changes very well.
Having the perspective that you did, not being on the field, did it give you a different view of what was going on in the locker room? I mean, it was a challenging season, but what did you see from where you were?
Well, it's tough, I think when you're not out there, it's I don't want to say you don't have a right, but it's just tough because you're not contributing, and so that's one of the most frustrating things about it is you're not helping. And for me, it's just about being a good teammate where I can be, and trying to come back as quick as possible. Unfortunately, sometimes those are the only things you can do when you're hurt. But guys never stopped working hard. Guys never stopped coming in here with intent. We had a really tough year, and I've been a part of tough years, and I've been a part of good years. I can tell you one thing though: there's only one team happy at the end of the year, and everyone else is really pissed off. Whether you lose the Super Bowl or whether you go 6-11 or whatever it is. So I think the mind shift now has to shift quick from this was a tough year. Let's learn from the mistakes and get ready for OTAs because we don't have time to mope on this year. And just like last year, we didn't have time to think about the Super Bowl. And that's easier said than done. But, we got to get ready for this next year for the guys that will be here and come back, hungry.
This will be a stupid question, but the first 3 games, why were you not? I mean, obviously, there might be obvious answers here, but why did you not quite feel like yourself into the Buffalo game?
Well, I just think football takes time to get good at it and to get your eyes, your body, everything syncing together. It's one of the only sports where it's very hard to replicate. We can't play 5-on-5 in the off season like on a basketball court. So it's tough to replicate those kind of reps full speed against a team that's trying to tackle you, not tag off. And so it just takes a lot of reps. And so sometimes feelings aren't even reality. You might have looked great, but you might have felt off. And so for me, it felt like I had a better burst. It felt like I had my feet under me again. I was seeing it right. I was hitting it. Maybe it was more of a feeling than a reality, but that's just how I felt.
Just to get back and just being that dominant team that we have been since I've been here. A lot gonna go into this off season, for us, just to get back and regain that, that swagger and that confidence.
Despite the results of the end of the year for the entire team, you had a really strong year, right, out there. How do you continue to build on it as you go into next season?
Just keep aiming, just for the highest ceiling. Every year is gonna be a new goal. It's not a goal until you write it down. So write my goals down every year, try to achieve and try to reach that goal.
I guess what I'm asking is there anything that you felt like, out of all the great things you did, that you can do better going into next season that stuck out to you?
Yeah, I would just say probably being a vocal leader. I feel like it would have been times, I could have, said something or, with just building that confidence within myself, to really speak. Because, I kind of spoke to the team, at the end of the season. But I felt like, when things was getting rocky and shaky, I could have said something in the beginning.
A lot of guys say, the first year you deserve to go to the Pro Bowl, you don't get it, but then the next year, then you get to go to the Pro Bowl. The tail end of the year, you shouldn't go to the Pro Bowl, but you still pick up. Anyway, you kind of know what
I missed the Pro Bowl this year. I think I'm going to miss it next year because we're going to be in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is here, so we need to be in the dance. So I ain't really worried about the Pro Bowl.
Right, but being named to the Pro Bowl.
That's, that's like individual accolades. I'm team first.
On the topic of leadership, there's such a strong leadership group on this team with, future Hall of Famers and such. So what does it mean to you to kind of step into that leadership circle this season?
Just with all the guys we have in this, locker room, it's kind of easy to feed off the energy. I got Fred, Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, all these great stars. It's easy for me to feed off the energy.
The reality of the NFL is that these rosters look different year to year. If you have played your final game in the secondary with a guy like Mooney Ward, what do you have to say about him and just that experience?
Man, he taught me a lot. That's my brother for real. Just coming in and just not really having that, that model, how to get it done. Last year he showed me a lot with just coming in, putting his head down and working and just, getting that all-pro season. So, I tip my hat off to him. He's a big part of this, this contract, because he helped me a lot, be the person I am.
How does it feel that January is beginning?
Man, that was a career that I gave everything I had. I had no regrets, and whether it was I faced good things or bad things, it made me who I am. And that's how I'm looking at all of this. And more than anything, I have faith and trust that we have the guys in this locker room right now to do what it takes to win and turn this thing around in the right direction. And yeah, so more than anything, I do think that, it hasn't been perfect, but for us to be able to go through this together, I think we'll get to where we want at the end of the day and look back and be like, all right, we had to go through that for X, Y, and Z. We don't know for sure why, but we will one day. So.
You've seen the last couple of years that what contract issues and holdouts and stuff did for this team at the beginning of the year with Nick and then last year with Trent. And Ayuk, you may be going through something like that now. How do you view that?
Everybody's different. Just with the timing of getting something done and whatnot. For me, I want to obviously get it done. If that's an opportunity to be able to get that done quick, that'd be great. Just so we can get back for phase one, get after it with the receivers and our team, and just continue to grow. Because man, we all gotta to grow together. We gotta come close and learn and just be the best versions of ourselves as fast as we can. And phase one is my mind of OTAs, coming back, getting all the guys back, and let's roll. Let's get after this offseason together. And but with that being said, everybody's timing is a little different and stuff. But for me, at the end of the day, I want to win. I want to win for this organization and everybody here. And I'm not the kind of guy that wants to have any kind of drama associated with anything. I'm here for this organization, for my teammates in the locker room, and I want to be very professional about it. We play professional football for our living, and I want to keep the main thing, and not get distracted by all the chaos that can go on within it. But I want to just be clean about it and respectable, and get something done and get back to work.
You pay attention to what goes along with all the contract talk, which is that a lot of people out there are debating Brock Purdy. He's the greatest. He's the worst. He's it's a big subject now. How good you are.
So what are you asking?
Are you? Do you pay attention to that noise, and how do you feel about it? being the
I mean,
debate?
yeah, it's there, and obviously just based off of how this year has gone, that's been conversations and the talking points and things like that. But I mean, if you take a step back and realize what has been done the last couple of years, you know, if we're talking about me and my story, like being drafted last and then coming in and helping the team win and reach some pretty big heights. You know, that's something that I can fall back and look on and be like, okay, that's what I've done. And obviously not just by myself. I've had a great supporting cast and everything, and I'm very thankful for that. This year was tough, but like I said, dude, I really do believe that this all happened, and I can grow so much from it and continue to grow into the quarterback that I want to be. And you know, I just turned 25 years old. I feel like there's a lot of you know, areas and improvement that I can have within my game, and I know I can get to, and yeah, so I'm confident in that. So we'll see what happens. Everybody has their own opinion, and that's okay. But for me, I know who I am and what my purpose in life is and what I can do for this organization, and that excites me more than anything. So
Brian, talk about growing as a team, everybody growing together, but other people have contract situations as well. Are you concerned that while yours may get done and perhaps speedily, other people may not be able to reach a deal, may move on, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the nature of, you know, the sport. With a lot of sports, really, like everybody's under a contract. It's a business, and some guys may get it done early, some guys may not. More than anything for me, like I want to be able to handle business the right way and do it in a respectful manner, and get back to my team as fast as I can to get going. Like I said, to get better, to grow together. That's my mindset, my focus, and obviously I want to help the team across the board with all other guys who, you know, need to get their deals done, but everybody will handle it the right way and how they need to. Like I said, it's a business, but you know, everybody has their turn and their part with all of it. So yeah, we'll see.
Kind of along
As
with
an
that,
athlete,
Brock.
you
Not
have up
to
and down
not to
seasons, right? As an athlete, being an athlete most of your life, you have seasons where they're great, you have seasons where they're not so great. Last year you had a great season on the field. This year you apparently blossomed as a leader in this locker room. Do you kind of feel like you have a pit in your stomach that going into next season you can bring it all together?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously what we all want and hope for, and including myself. I do think, yeah, obviously there was some games and moments that you wish you had back and wish you would have, you know, capitalized and won and pulled through. No doubt, that's the competitor in me, and I want that every time I step out in the field. But also, like, things happen. This sport, you're not going to be perfect, and I think more than anything, you know, how you handle the tough times, the losses, the moments of wanting it but not getting it, that makes you who, you know, you are, and you can learn from it and grow from it. You could also go the other direction in it, but knowing me and my history and just who I am and how I'm wired, I know that, you know, I'm going to look at that stuff and attack it and be hungry from those moments and want to be in that moment again and capitalize. And so all that stuff being put together, I think, like I said earlier, I think this could be, you know, a blessing in disguise down the run and down the road, just in terms of me growing into the quarterback I want to be, and our team being the team that we want to be by facing some tough times. So,
Brock, you mentioned a minute ago, being in a position to potentially help keep some guys around here. Not to suggest you would take some significant discount or something like that, but what are you looking to get out of this deal? Like, how, you know, what are the important things in this contract going through for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll see just when, you know, we actually sit down and start negotiating and talking and stuff. But more than anything, I want to be able to, you know, be here for my guys in the locker room, be here to, you know, I want to be in San Francisco and play my football career here, man. I love it here, and I want to do whatever it takes to be here. And so we'll see when we get there, when we sit down and start talking and stuff. But that's first and foremost, and then we'll go from there. But I'm not really sure what it all is going to look like and entail, but I know that I'm the guy for this organization, and that I can do what it takes to help lead us where we want to go, and I'm confident in that. And, so we'll see.
Do you anticipate those talks starting immediately, right now? Obviously, you can start talking today. Do you anticipate that starting quickly, or is that something? Do you have any sense from them on when they want to start?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, after this, we'll see. I'll go over and talk to just some of the coaches and everybody and see where we're at. It's my first time going through all this. So I don't really know like how, you know, what the next step is, but we'll see. Obviously, I like to get it done sooner rather than later, just so I can come back to work and get going with all the guys here, like I said. So we'll see.
We always hear about the next quarterback, recess the market. That's what the union wants. That's what the position details, because every new quarterback's got to change kind of the marketplace. I don't want to negotiate for you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that at all in your mind on this contract?
Like I said, man, I don't really know what this whole process looks like with all of the negotiations and the things that come with it. So, we'll see. After we get talking about everything and see where we're at with it. More than anything, looking back on the last couple of years, like I want to grow. I want to be a better quarterback, and I want to be here with these guys, and I want to win here. And so, whatever that looks like when it comes to the business side of things, it'll all fall into place how it needs to. But I want to represent this organization, my teammates, myself in the right manner throughout this process, and help this organization win. So,
Fred said once the contract situation does get figured out, you're going to buy a bunch of big chains and fancy houses and fast cars. Can you confirm or deny this?
If that does happen, I'll deny that. No.
If there is no contract, could you see showing up for mini camps and OTAs?
I'm not really sure as of now, but like I said before, I want to get back to work as soon as I can with the guys, and so hopefully something would get done sooner rather than later.
How do you envision the 2025 season going, not just for you but for the team?
The 2025 season?
Yeah.
Obviously just learning from this year and, becoming a tight-knit group by going through stuff together. Just chip on our shoulder again, get back to work, put our heads down and work together more than anything. So, like I said before, I know we have the right guys in this locker room. We have everybody in this organization doing their job well. But more than anything, I think we'll come back ready to roll come this off season and for the 2025 season. So I'm excited for it.
All right, thank you guys.
For yourself, for your mental, and then later on you just get back to work.
How are you physically? Are you healthy?
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm good.
You're a big role model. So you talk about that. How nice was it to hear that he said you were a great mentor?
That means a lot. Me and Ricky talk every day. Hang out as much as possible. We got close this off season. They was out there training in Arizona, and normally I don't let too many people train with me, but I knew who he was. And then Jacob came. Crazy story is I met Ricky at this little draft party in the club, and he was having the ball, and I was like, yeah, that's one of our guys. And just ever since then, though, with the stuff that he dealt with early on, God was with him and everything and brought him out of it. And ever since then, I just try to be there as much as I can for him.
Not really about on-the-field action, but
I feel things that happened that, couldn't really see coming with Ricky to our O-line coach to Charvarius Ward, Trent Williams. Team went through a lot this year, and, we weren't able to, get through some of those games. And, it's unfortunate. We're not happy about it. But that's the reality that we're in, and our names are stamped on that. And so I think as an organization, we'll do everything that we can to right the ship and get more wins next year.
How tough is it when you get to this point, that the roster next year isn't going to look exactly like it does right now?
It's always tough. I didn't really realize that until my second or third year in the league, and just how different it changes every single year. Whether it's coaches, whether it's players, personnel, staff, whoever it is, it changes every single year. Besides Pete, he never leaves. In a good way though. But no, it's just so different. You just have to take these moments for what they are, live in the moment as best you possibly can, appreciate it for everything that they give you, learn what you can from all your teammates, and then hopefully that you build good enough relationships that those relationships outlive just one season. And I built a lot of great relationships this year, and I'm looking forward to being friends with a lot of these guys.
Bosa said after the season, it's hard to look the other guys in the face being a leader of this team and having the season that you guys have had. That said, when you look back and reflect on the season that you had, of course the injuries mattered, but then as far as performance, do you think that you guys just fell short? I know there were a few times throughout the season that you guys talked about not being able to play complementary football. Now that you're able to reflect, what do you think it was?
I haven't reflected too much because we played yesterday, but I will say that I'm pretty sure we had I have no idea what the number is, but it felt like we had 20 turnovers and then didn't get any turnovers. And so when you turn over the ball over that much and you're not scoring in the red zone and you're not getting turnovers, it's hard to win football games. And that just is what it is. I know as an offense, we moved the hell out of football all year. I feel like besides 2 weeks, we're top 5 every single week. We moved the ball really well, but we couldn't score. We turned the ball over all the time. So it's hard to win football games like that. And you look back and reflect. I can look all my teammates in the face. I put my all out there, and a lot of the guys in this locker room, they put everything that they put their all out there as well. So I have no shame in that. And you can go check the tape. And if you're okay with your resume, which is on the tape, then you should be okay with your season.
That is your update here from the facility on Locker Cleanout Day. Later tonight from the studio, we're going to have a big live, so be sure to stay tuned for that. We're going to dissect everything that we learned today and really contextualize it with the larger picture of this 2024 49ers season. Talk to you soon.